kvci.blogspot.com, Washington Street High School, class of 1970. Let's go through the yearbook and view a few pictures and pages. Wildcat staff, chief editor, etc., etc., right on down the line. Jadon Adams, Amos Bell, Polly Ashley, Prince Brown, Anthony Monroe, Patrice Moore, Carolyn Mobley, Sandra Denson, Bessie Goins, Ms. R.T. Adams advised Washington Street High School, the Wildcats, 1907, Quitman, Georgia. 1970, Quitman, Georgia. Wildcat staff. Miss Washington Street High, 1969, 1970. Sylvia Marable. Dedication. Teacher of the Year. Wonder who that could have been. Miss Mary Wright Stevens. And of course that was a segregated school back in the day, but we had a white superintendent. And of course, we salute by the one only Mr. Robert Cornelius Marshall. And of course, Florence Louise Butts. I better not show these pictures. I hope I don't get shot for this. So we're going to go through these real fast, that people don't get angry with me. But this is a matter of record. It is indeed a matter of record. Let's go back and do it again. This was an all-black school, by the way. We didn't know how good we had it at the time. Oh, we was proud, but we just didn't know how good we had it. We really did not know, nor did we appreciate what we had. One thing for sure, we had educators that cared, who understood us. They was a part of the struggle that we all came from. It seems like we've lost a lot of that. Our children have lost a lot. But we are a strong people. We have endured a lot. And we will endure some more. But I'm a firm believer, as many of these educators were, that God will not put any more on us than we can bear. And of course, the next page is the students, and they probably don't want me to show their pictures, and so I think we'll close this out. By the way, the water that you hear, the reason I chose to have water in the background, because we were at the time the living waters of today, and truly we are the waters of today. This is why we must ensure that our children receive a quality education so they can be the leaders of tomorrow. On behalf of KVCI, George Boston Rhymes, in Valdosta, Georgia, doing what I do, keeping the people informed of a history that seems to be lost unless we retain it ourselves and erect monuments and statues to remember all the schools of higher learning. Thank you for listening. and watching. This is KVCI, George Boston Rhymes, picking up once again the class of 1907, the graduates of Washington Street High School. From the yearbook, I skipped the photos of the individuals because I know how people are about the way they used to look, including myself. And so we just skipped to the end of this book to be in good taste and in good flavor. After all, we just want to remind ourselves of where we came from. The pictures of how we looked then is not that important, but we will go through the various organizations that we were a member of and a part of that made the school great. And of course, this picture is the sophomore class collectively, and of course the band, yes, and the freshmen. Back then we always had mottos, some quote from someone that had something to offer us, to inspire us to do a little better. And it didn't always mean going to college, but it always meant being the best of whatever you was destined to be or become. And that is a classroom setting of the science class. Uh-oh, some people picture are showing. But anyway, I guess it's in good taste. Don't y'all get mad with me. I just want to preserve a little bit of the past, okay? Okay. Seems like my music has stopped here. So we'll just reach over and get it started again. Okay. Student Council, Wildcats Den. Yeah. National Honor Society. I bet they'll be glad to see their pictures in this area. Dramatics Club. Yeah. Foreign Language Club. Washington Street High School. Home of the Marching Wildcats, Mr. Moore would say. Yeah. Future Farmers of America. Yep. Future Farmers of America would be nowhere without the future homemakers of America. Yep. Future business leaders of America. If these people didn't do nothing but manage their own home, they are business leaders. Science Club. Scientific Experiment. Washington Street High School. Robert C. Marshall, the principal. Many great educators. They might not have been everything that we wanted, but they gave us what we have today. And they gave us a good foundation to stand on. And by the way, we were the last segregated class, graduating class to graduate from Washington Street High School. But we left many of our friends behind that was in the 9th and 10th grade. Some was in the 8th, we left them behind. And I must admit, that's me right there. The black sweater on there in Mr. Stevens' class. I think that was a geometry class. I see McKinley Griffin and others. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't going to call nobody's name, but it's Miss Burt, typing teacher. Lord have mercy. The memories, the memories. I'm going to rush right on through and end this up. Our tape is running out here. But I just took it upon myself. I've talked to many educators and Mr. Marshall as well as the landowner who took over homecoming class of 1970. About erecting some type of monument on the site where Washington Street once stood. And I'm hoping that one day maybe we all can come together and see a great need of putting some type marker to show. I saw her the other night. To show that we came this way in these days and times. Beautiful sisters. Beautiful. Look at their faces. They look straight faced. Isn't that something? It's amazing how the people back then, blacks anyway, look compared to. We've lost a lot, y'all. But anyway, I guess that's why we have clocks. Time must and will change. Miss Honor Society. Lord have mercy. Holly Ashley. Yearbook advisor. Miss Adams. Yep. That's the way it was. Back in the day. Long, long time ago. Let's just rush through now. Pictures. Okay. Soul Sisters, Soul Brothers. Oh, let's go. And so we'll just close it out. That's a good start. Okay? That's class of 7 that we'll be bringing more to you. It's kvecr.blogspot.com. George Boston Rhyme, class of 1970. And we hope to keep you updated. This is a little bit of downtown Quitman, Georgia, where I was brought up as a child. That's the old jailhouse. Most of these businesses, even back in the day, was owned by whites, and that's the courthouse. Always looked like a big building. We went there for expecting justice, and I don't hear too many negative things about Quitman. but it is what it is. And this is kvci.blogspot.com, doing what we do. That's keeping you informed. And by the way, just like most all southern towns, you can expect some type of soldier out facing toward the south, representing the Confederacy. And that's just the way it is. There are much of the southern black heritage that has been lost over the years because it seems like because we don't own newspapers and television stations and radio stations that we cannot seem to get a lot of our news published. A lot of news in our community seems to go wasted or forgotten among the archival records, and we can't blame nobody but ourselves. Once again, this is downtown Quitman, and Quitman used to have very strong banks, but over the years, I guess like anything else, it brings about a change. However, Quitman, as far as it being the lookings of it in terms of bringing it up looking modern, hey, you can't beat it on that. We know that when they closed the pajama plants and a lot of places in the community, what happened was a lot of the jobs wherein mostly female were doing pretty good. But they took those jobs and they moved them overseas to China and other places. And it really hurt the economy over here. And we saw wherein poor people was moving up. Then they became stalemated and went down further into decline. And this is not just something that affects black people. It affects black and white people. You can tell even the streets are not maintained like they was in the olden days. But it's like everything else, and I'll continue to say it. There's one thing we cannot stop, and we can't stop time. And change is what it is. Sometimes it's for the better, sometimes it's for the worse. And this is kvci.blogspot.com. George Boston Rhyme, just keeping you informed. To all the people up in New York and people who are in the armed forces from this particular area here in South Georgia, we want you to understand that I am doing what I'm doing because I've found out that there's so much news that go unreported. And so I said to myself, I don't want us to be ignored and our children to come up and not know nothing about what took place down here in South Georgia that blacks had a part in. When the Honorable Tyrone Brooks came and stood over there at that marker right over there, and we had a protest march right up there, and for the most part, very little was said about it. So I say it's time for me to cover Quitman in the rural areas so we will know what's going on in our community. This is kvci.blogspot.com, Boston G.B.R. on YouTube. I'm down here at called Flowers by Beulah. Florist, flowers, and gift shop in Quitman, Georgia, in the county of Brooks, in the state of Georgia. What's your name, my beautiful sister? Come on up with me. Okay. What's your name?
My name is Beulah Adams.
Okay.
And we've been in business 24 years.
24? Right? Where?
Right here in Quitman.
I thought this was an old soda shop.
Oh no, the other building is the soda shop.
And they tore it down. It used to be right there.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm here in Brooks County. I'm trying to get a little short clip for the people who left this area years ago, and I want to put it on YouTube because I just believe in preserving our history. And so, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna film out here. I'm gonna be right in. I'm gonna walk in. Let me tell me some of what you got there. Okay, I'll be right in just a minute. Go ahead. Once again, this is KVCI, and this is George Boston Rhymes, and I'm just recording here in Quitman. What's the address on this, by the way?
113 East Forsyth Street.
And in Quitman, Georgia. Okay, let's take a walk inside now. We're going to walk right on inside. I'm not going to turn the camera off. And show me your place. Tell me what you see out here. Let's go. I'm ready.
Okay, we are full florists. We sell fresh flowers,
Okay.
silk flowers,
Okay.
live plants,
Okay.
just anything you prefer. We do weddings and just anything.
Wow, this pretty.
We wildflowers
Okay, okay.
all over the world.
Okay. And you say you've been in business how long?
24 years.
24 years. Is it hard being in business in a little small town like this?
Well, sort of. But people get to know you, and whenever they need anything, they always patronize us.
Now, is it mostly black clients, or you get black and white? How does it run here, being the South and a little small town?
I think it's sort of equal.
That's good. That's good.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay. Any advice you got for customers that may see this, that or maybe they left here years ago, they may be in New York or different places who have relatives here, and they may have people that die. They could call and you can make arrangements here too, right?
Oh, sure.
What's your phone number?
My phone number is 229-263-9003.
Okay. Once again, we thank you so much. And your name is once again?
My name is Beulah Edwards. And we're Flowers by Beulah.
Okay. This is George Boston Rhymes, kvci.blogspot.com. Thank you so much. A lot of people wouldn't have done this. It's just to keep the history of our people preserved. Other people seem to sometimes ignore us, and we want to keep an archival record here in South Georgia for our children and coming generation. This is kvci.blogspot.com, George Boston Rhymes in Quitman, Georgia, county of Brooks. After being here on the street and filming this historical city, as far as I'm concerned, and being from Brooks County, I looked over here and I see Edie's Fashions and Gifts. This business is owned by a black African-American female, and she is in business. They also have a church here, and I was impressed with what I was just heard, and I'm just giving you a little glimpse of it. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to do a brief story on this black African-American here in the little southern town of Quitman, Georgia. We're going to come back and talk to Edith, and they're going to do an interview. I'm also going to call Miss Gladys Lee, a former science teacher, retired science teacher, I might add, and a great civil rights lady here in this community. And so we are just doing what we do, keeping you informed. Once again, the people in Valdosta all around may want to come over to Quitman to Edie's Fashions and Gifts. This is a place for you to come. Hey, check it out, y'all. Aren't you glad that we're going in businesses and beginning to do what all other people are doing? And just imagine as she expands her business, that means she can employ people. And during these hard economic times, this is what we must do as African Americans. We must stop just going to college and technical college and say, I'm going out to find a job. Guess what we got to do? We got to do what Minister Louis Farrakhan say. We got to go out and create a job. Look here, kvci.blogspot.com, George Boston Rhymes in Valdosta, Georgia. Bye-bye. We go.
Romans 8:7 says, because the carnal mind is enmity against God, for it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed can be. To God be the glory. Lord, I'm asking you to fill this place. My life is like an empty space. Trying hard to be like you. Lord, I need your guidance and strength to pull through. When I realized you're all I need, that's when I made the choice to be free. Temptations and battlegrounds, coming fast, working hard, trying to get me down, but oh,
Free Press, and this is John H. Robinson, and we're getting ready for our book signing in Atlanta and on Saturday at 1 o'clock, and we want you to be there and get a copy of our books. We will be in Atlanta, Georgia. That's John H. Robinson and George Boston Rhymes. Of course, he wrote Chicken Scratch, and of course, I wrote Tribute to an Unknown Soldier. You can get these writings from Amazon, online, your major bookstores across the nation. Once again, this is the Get To Free Press. I am George Boston Rhymes. And how you doing, Mr. Robinson?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. We'll see you Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
In Atlanta. What city is that at?
Snellville.
Snellville, Georgia. Okay. And George Boston Rhymes to Get To Free Press. We report what others ignore. Bye-bye. We're gone. What's up?
How's it going?
All right, what you doing up here today, brother?
Oh man, trying to come up here and give some old people some support.
All right, peace be unto you.
Yes.
sir.
Look at this.
How you doing today? What's your name? What brings you up to Snellville today, brother?
Hey, that comes to a box.
All right.
That chicken scratch.
Yes, sir.